One's a former NFL star turned esports coach.
But I was getting the stink eye from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, blah, 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 blah. We're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Jon's Gamers Lounge.
God, dog it. Man, I was talking so well, and I muted myself because of the intro, thinking, and I forgot to hit that on the way back. So, average disorient, thank you. So, like I was mentioning, I'll do all that again. I was doing it really good, too. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Ahman Green. My man, John Arias, is dealing with a little bit of technical difficulty, so he will be back trying to get his mic and camera hooked up. Something's going on there. Rico the Rookie, he has a previous engagement, so he has to attend to that. I think he's the only man manning the 93.7 studio right now. Everybody's kind of on break, so he went on break, and now he's back in town, and now he has to man the studio. So he is gone there, but we'll catch him back next week. But he was able to share a good Hitting News Byte that I will cover. Looks like John is in now. Here we go. There he is. What's up, John?
Up? You got me, Ahman?
Got you. I got you. I see you and I hear you, man.
Cool.
All right. So I was just giving everybody the rundown. I had a little mic issue. I muted myself and started talking. So, so we got that cleared up. And so on this show, like I said, we talk about stuff going on in industry, news bites that we find very interesting and share it with everyone listening in. And then we have a great conversation of this or that. We have some good ones, John. We have some from my wife, Marie, from JF Cake, and from myself on this or that. And then we got our game releases of the week. Me and John, we've been working together so long, we kind of are in each other's brain. We actually picked the same games. And so we gonna still talk about the two games. And then I'm going to throw in a little bit extra on the news bites is another video game TV series coming to Peacock. I'll say that now. I'll talk about it later. And then at the end of the show, we're going to recap Mazey Day, episode 4 of Black Mirror season 6, man. It's getting crazy, as Black Mirror does. If you ever watched the series, it's been around since 2014. It's been usually really highly tech-motivated episodes. This one did have, obviously, tech in it, but it was actually, John, if you paid attention, it was kind of in the early and mid-90s. So tech wasn't no cell phones, was beepers, were cameras. So the tech in the series or in this episode was more camera. So we'll talk more about that once, if we could get there with you, because I know you got to head out early. You got daddy duty stuff. So
yes.
All right, let's get going. Let's get the read of our sponsors here on the show, John. Bet Online. Let's get that going.
Excellent. So Bet Online is always your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. Always going to find the latest odds, team matchup information, player news, and game trends, all at Bet Online. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, they feature live betting, free contests, and giveaways all season long. It's always the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports and events, whatever that is. Whether that, I know, MLB All-Star break was just here. Did you watch any of the home run contest?
No, I caught highlights of it. And usually I do watch it, but obviously I've been busy packing and lifting things. So
here's my one. Well, hold on. Let me finish Bet Online real quick.
How did Julio Rodriguez from Seattle do?
He had like a record-setting round, but he did not win.
That's what happened last year. He had like 44 home run round and didn't win it all or something. 30 home run round. It was crazy.
Yeah, he had 41, I think, in his round, which I think was like a record.
Yeah.
And then he did not win it. But the one complaint I have with the home run derby, real quick.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Listen, I don't know how to fix this. I don't know what the right answer is. I know this. There used to be a rule.
Okay.
Where you couldn't throw the pitch until the ball landed. right? So yeah, pitch,
Oh,
home run
gotcha.
lands,
Yep.
pitch, home run lands.
Got
Now
it.
they just
Got
go pitch, home run, pitch, home run, pitch, home run, pitch. These guys are working out, Ahman. They are
So
like
they brought the
swing.
time clock into the All-Star game too, basically.
Maybe something because here's the reason, because when I'm watching this and it's fun to see these guys just launch dingers, but
Right.
it's a split screen and all you're seeing is a guy swinging essentially, because on the other split screen they either showed the camera, but the camera was like home run cut. It was like really hard to follow, or it was like this CGI animation of like lines of where the ball went. And I'm just kind of like, by doing it that quickly, you get to watch bomb after bomb after bomb.
Right.
But you don't get to see like part of the thing I liked about the home run derby was, like the reaction, like he belted it. And you get like 5 seconds of watching the ball just sail on this majestic bomb of a home run. And you don't get that anymore. Now you just get swing, and computer animation.
Man, these they having meetings, they're cutting out the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Man. What's up to the average historian in the chat?
What's up?
And
Hey, can I finish this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
BetOnline.ag. Sorry. BetOnline.ag and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Just use the promo code BELIEVE, spelled BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
There we go. So now we're done with that. But yeah, what's up to average historian? The average historian. Go play esports. Just subscribe. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Chris? How you doing? JF Cake is in the house as well.
What's up, JF Cake? I was looking at the average historian's Instagram.
Yeah, he's doing a podcast too.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for it. He wants to interview us. He wants to tell interesting stories about people's journeys wherever they are going. And I love that. I love that. I said,
he also had a recent post of so look out for his podcast, and once we get everything, we'll definitely pump that up.
Oh yeah.
I also saw real quick a cool post on his Instagram of an autographed The Four Horsemen football card. Let's see where this is.
Is it like Jim Thorpe?
It's from an exhibit he did while on the Vince Lombardi.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say old school players, yeah.
But it's 1955, the Four Horsemen autograph. And, as a card collector, I saw that and I was like, oh my God, get that authenticated. And that baby's very desirable to a collector. Four Horsemen auto from 1955.
So I know one of the Four Horsemen is Jim Thorpe. I know that for sure. They went to Notre Dame, correct? All Four Horsemen?
Correct. I don't know who the Four Horsemen are.
I know one of them is Jim Thorpe. I'm pretty sure he's one of them. Maybe Paul Hornung. I'm not sure because it was all Notre Dame's backfield, I believe. I might be wrong. I mean, I might be right, might be wrong. It's somewhere around there. I know Jim Thorpe is one of them, 100%.
Average historian, hit us up in the chat.
Yeah, I know for sure Jim Thorpe is one of them. So,
no. I've got the Four Horsemen of Notre Dame, according to Wikipedia. Don Miller, Elmer Layden, Jim Crowley, and Harry Stuhldreher. Stuhldreher? Something like that.
Well, I didn't go to Notre Dame. I'm just saying. I am a sports fan. I try.
Yo, you were selling. I was like, yeah, absolutely.
I could have swore because I've heard people, the way you talk about Jim Thorpe, he just was that guy back in the day. He was that dude. He was like, it was him, and then after that was Jim Brown. Those they were around after each other. It was Jim first, and then Jim Brown next. And Jim is a strong name there.
Jim Thorpe. I'm sorry. I sidetracked this podcast.
That's all good.
So often.
Let's head over to quick hitting news bites then.
All right.
Let's do that. Let's get my microphone or get my everything going here. Put that here. Boom.
And by the way, I can share my quick hitting news bite here in a second. So if we want to start with you.
Got it. We get there. I'm going to go boom and take that off. So quick hitting news bite, man. So this was by Rico the Rookie.
Okay.
Had found this article on Microsoft. Hold on, let me change some things about my screen here. There we go. All right, that feels better. Microsoft wins the Federal Trade Commission fight to buy Activision Blizzard. So to give a quick reference, so we actually talked about a little bit of some of this last week in what Microsoft was doing with Call of Duty. And so, again, this is back to Call of Duty. So as I'll start reading the first little paragraph here, and then we could chime in. So a California judge is allowing Microsoft to close its acquisition of Activision Blizzard after 5 days of grueling testimony. So this is by way of The Verge.com. Before I get going more. So Microsoft still faces ongoing antitrust case by the Federal Trade Commission, but Judge Jacqueline Scott Crowley has listened to arguments from both the FTC and Microsoft and decided to deny regulatory requests for preliminary injunction. So try to do the best of layman terms. So in a ruling submitted today, Judge Crowley said the following. So I'll get through this, what she says, and then we'll get into breaking this down, John. So Microsoft's acquisition of Activision has been described as the largest in tech history. It deserves scrutiny. That scrutiny has paid off. That's interesting. Microsoft has committed in writing in public and in court to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years on parity with Xbox. It made an agreement with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Switch, and it entered several agreements for the first time bring Activision's content to several cloud gaming services, which I wasn't aware of that. I figured they were on cloud gaming, but I guess now they have to be on there. So the court's responsibility in this case is narrow. It is to decide if, notwithstanding these current circumstances, the merger should be halted, perhaps even terminated, pending resolution of FTC administrative action. And for the reasons explained, the court finds the FTC has not shown a likelihood in which will prevail, as it claims this particular vertical merger in this specific industry may substantially lessen competition. To the contrary, the record evidence points to more consumers' access to Call of Duty and other Activision content. The motion for preliminary injunction is therefore denied. Wow, that's a lot.
So it's good. So Activision, Microsoft, okay.
And I will say, in a sense, like, I think it would obviously be a bad thing for Microsoft to try to just pigeonhole Call of Duty on one system. You know, if they took over and say, hey, we're just going to put it on Xbox, that's going to cut your own legs out. You know?
Yeah,
so
that would be an idiotic move.
That wouldn't be a good business move there, because everybody knows, we all know that Call of Duty is a very popular game, played on all platforms, and it's something that if the consumer base, and we talked about this last week when Rico talked about in terms of the game itself, you take that away from a lot of gamers, they're not going to be happy. So I say this is a low-hanging fruit decision, I say, for the judge. I say the judge to help Microsoft get to this point and continuing the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. What's your thoughts here, John?
Well, okay. So the first question, number one, this whole like in the ruling, the judge. So this is all judge speak, a lot of that, what you read. So me not being a lawyer.
Or coach speak. Yeah, coach speak, judge speak.
Some of it kind of maybe sneaks by me, but I guess my question is this. It says Microsoft in the ruling, the judge wrote, Microsoft is committed in writing in public and in court to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years on parity with Xbox. Now, on parity means being equal or equivalent to. I had to look that up. So it basically means, does this mean that what's going to happen after 10 years, I guess is my question. 2034, is Xbox then, is PlayStation, like, will they lose it? Will they lose Call of Duty? Are they just saying, hey, we're going to do this for 10 years? Because we talked about how dumb of a decision it would be.
Yeah.
Or are they just pushing that decision out 10 years? Or is this just, that's my question is, what's this 10 years? What happens after 10?
Yeah, and this is my theory. This is obviously, I don't know. But my theory would be in a good business sense, and what I've experienced as an NFL player, every 10-year contract, there's just let's revisit this and see how it worked. How is it working out? What was the good and the bad parts of the last 10 years of what this agreement laid out? How did the fan base adjust to it? How did it affect each company and the fan base? So that's where after the 10 years, it'll basically be one of those type of revisit meetings to go down that line and say, oh, well, you know what? It worked out great. Profit is up. Everybody's happy. So what do we do now? Do we just keep this going, or do we make subtle little changes to keep it also sustaining through the next several years? So that'll be the visit conversation in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
If it goes south, then it'd be like, this thing didn't work. Let's scrap it. Throw it in the backyard. So that's what a 10-year deal has for any competition, CBA or any type of an agreement where you have big money dollars getting thrown around and, people like us, the consumers, in the middle to see how everything's going to work out.
That makes the most sense to me, is that kind of 10 years and revisit it. And yeah, so that probably makes the most sense. But I am excited too when this finally gets to the Switch.
Oh my God! Yeah,
let's go.
Like,
Nintendo's finally in on the fun.
Because we always see Switch. They play the family games, the Mario Kart, the Animal Crossing,
right.
A game we're talking about today. Looks fun. It has the cartoonish figures. Now we're gonna have all hell breaking loose with Call of Duty coming to Switch. The question to me is waiting to see the graphics on the Switch.
Oh,
because that is something that if you see the graphics playing Call of Duty on PC or playing Call of Duty off of Xbox or PlayStation, the graphics are amazing. But now to see it on this handheld, that's going to be a big difference. And obviously, that's what we'll hear from the crowd, from the fans out there, be like, oh, good or bad, type of feedback. And that's going to be huge when we get there. So when we get to that point. So a little quick hitting news bite. So we'll move on from there.
I got one.
Oh, you got one real quick?
Yeah, I got one real quick if you want.
Or you could put it up on the screen.
Yeah, I'm going to share it real quick.
Yep.
So The Last of Us on what is now Max, not HBO Max.
Yeah, it's Max now.
I had to download that new app on my television.
Yeah,
Max.
We got signed out on everything. We're like, what is going on at home? Like,
yeah,
no, it's not cool.
Okay, so The Last of Us, who's now on Max.
Okay.
This is the headline from Variety. Last of Us Emmy nomination makes it the first live action video game adaptation to earn major awards consideration. So you and I, we both watched this and reviewed this as part of the podcast. And man, I was blown away. It was the first time I gave something that we reviewed a perfect score. I was like, this is just too good. There's too many.
Nailed it. They nailed it.
It was nailed it. Yeah, it's great. And obviously now it's going to start racking up some awards, I would assume. But one of the first ones is a nomination. The Last of Us, first live action video game during major awards consideration from top Hollywood's award body. So it has gotten the nod. Is this saying it's gotten a nod for an Emmy? Yeah, sorry, for an Emmy.
Nice. Is it the whole show, or is it like
a specific episode?
Or
let's see here.
One of the actors, something like that.
Resident Evil. Let's keep reading here. I'm not sure if it's just a show or if it's because the headline just makes it seem like, here we go. Exceeded the awards. The next, it doesn't even say what it.
Or at least we know they're nominated, which they should be.
Yeah,
that's an amazing show. Sorry, hit the mic.
Sorry, I can find that here. If
no,
you
it's
give
all
me a
good.
Second. All right.
No, it's just what the series itself. I mean, we knew eventually that there will be some awards being handed out. I mean, Pascal's role being God, I forgot it. Blanking. And then Ellie, that actress there, and then all the other actors.
Bella Ramsey.
Yeah, fantastic job in portraying the video game, zombie movie game, zombie game onto a TV series. It's just, man, it's just a little rushed at the end. If you remember, the last two episodes kind of rushed. They brought them down to like 45 minutes instead of an hour, a little bit over an hour. Other than that, it was knock the ball out of the park.
According to CNN, the 75th Emmy Awards, Last of Us is behind Succession, who had 27 nominations. Then The Last of Us has 24. So when you ask for what, a lot of it, all of it.
Succession, that's on HBO or Max now. That's a series I haven't got into, but I could tell it's a lot of bantering between very rich people, siblings.
I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't. But so back to Last of Us real quick. Outstanding drama series.
Yep.
Outstanding lead actor, Pedro Pascal. Lead actress, Bella Ramsey.
Ramsey playing Ellie, yes.
And 21 others or whatever. So
that's awesome. And no surprise. They should. I mean, when I played both games, finished both games, and then when I saw the first episode, I'm like, yes, they did it. They were able to do it. And so on that note, we're going to carry on to my other quick hit news bite, that is bringing in another video game title from my from my teenage years. And another question we're going to ask ourselves, John, can they bring it from the video game console to now the big screen? So we have here, let me do this right here. Share this tab, and boom. And there we go. So we got, we got commercial. Oh, no, we don't. This actually is the tab. There we go.
Is this it?
This is it. So it's Twisted Metal, man. Twisted Metal that was on PlayStation 1, was on PlayStation 2. I don't know if y'all have the audio. Do you hear it? I don't hear anything.
I can hear it.
Okay. So we got Anthony Mackie, as you see there. So I'm super geeked about this game. So Twisted Metal was a game where you basically, it was a demo game. So you got, and the producers of, I think I saw Zombieland on there. You got Nev Campbell in there. So good acting crew of characters right now. Anthony Mackie, Nev Campbell. But a game that me and my brother, we used to just sit. I was to go over to his house after school on the weekends, and you demo it. It's a demolition game.
Okay.
You just sit there and just ram each other's cars until you destroy the other person's car. Now it's a TV series. So the story in the line, it's kind of comical, as you can see here.
Sure.
You can listen here. And the main character of the game was a guy, was a clown. And Sweet Tooth, you found it online. And so Sweet Tooth was kind of the MC of the demolition. And so to see this game coming to life, it's like, oh man. And I said this, remember, with Last of Us, it's like now Legend of Zelda, those are another popular 80 games or 90 games that people loved. And this is a game I cannot wait to see. It looks comic. I mean, it is a little funny because you're racing car. In the game itself, you're racing and destroying cars. But then now you got this game that now kind of has a pulse. And it got more than the game coming at you where you're demoing cars, you're running over people and stuff like that. And me and my brothers and my brother and my nephews, his kids, oh my God, we used to go at it in this game, play it for hours on end. So I'm super excited. And they have a great, and what I'm excited about is that they got an A-list actor list here. You got Anthony Mackie, you got Nev Campbell, other actress there. I know she was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I can't think of her name right now, but
she's also in Encanto. She's
there you go. Yo, she's one of the voices. Yeah. Yes, she is. She's one of the voices in Encanto. So that right there was like, I mean, I was smiling ear to ear when I saw that commercial. I was like, yes, they doing it. They having some fun with some things, man. They making it happen.
Stephanie Beatrice.
There we go.
Beatrice. So 1995 is when Twisted Metal first came out, and I think that looks interesting. That series on Peacock.
Yeah.
So, but the storyline from the perspective of all these great actors and actresses, you said that's not in the video game, right? Like,
right. Right. No, it's no dialogue. It's just you. Yeah. And it says, you pick out your car, you get all the upgrades, you put a bigger engine, you put a better braking system, you put nitro, that NOS in there, and then you fix your car because the last race it got destroyed. That's it. So it was maybe, I probably could go back and play and find out, correct me if I'm wrong. It may be a little storyline in there, but it's nothing where it's nothing where I remembered. It was just more of the wrecking the cars part of it. That was the fun part. But now they was able to pull out a storyline from this is amazing. Great writers out there. So I'm excited to see that.
So what I was going to say is I think it's really cool that you can take a video game and just kind of craft the story around it, because it's that type of video game where you don't have like a main storyline to it. And now the Hollywood's able to craft their own storyline, but mold it in the form, tell it from the story of the video game. And so it made me think like, oh, that's cool. What other video games could they, recreate where they get to basically just kind of create the actors, the storylines, because it doesn't really exist. And the first thing I thought of, do you remember, was there a video game called like Crazy Taxi or something like that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I remember that game.
You had to drive around. I don't remember, blow things. It was crazy. I just remember playing it and thinking, this is fun. But there's another game where you could like build the storyline around the whole title of Crazy Taxi and kind of discover your own story, basically. So
they're doing it. So right now, from the trailers, from the previews, thumbs up. It is a big yes, and I'm super excited. I think it starts in August or something. So here real soon. What is it? So, Nick, what you put up there? Nick, what?
The characters in Twisted Metal, got a comment on Twitch. The characters in Twisted Metal, the game, do have backstories and voice lines, but you only really see them in character select and if you win the game.
Correct. See, like I said, it wasn't like a part of it, like an actual dialogue cutscenes. It was just you could pick your character of the drive, like pick your driver, and then it'll have a little synopsis of the driver, their background. Grew up in this city, This is how old they are. It was almost like a
Okay.
trading card. It gives them little details, information. So having them doing that now, but now developed story arcs behind all the characters. So that's the fun part. I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
And we got Nick says every one of the characters is competing to get a wish, and you get to see how their wishes play out in the end. Ooh. God, I haven't played that game in 20 plus years, so I can't wait. I actually have. I just told you. I had a friend of mine. He went to a con on the East Coast, and he found a PlayStation 2 for $75. I said, I will pay you back. Can you buy that for me? He did. So now I have to go find Twisted Metal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, let's get that.
I got to go online, go to eBay or Amazon, find Twisted Metal, and plug that thing up. Oh, my God.
It's going to go to eBay and look for it.
Yep.
For PS2?
PS2. Yeah, I think it came out on PS1, and then it went all the way to, I believe, to like Twisted Metal 4 or 5. It was 5 or 6 of them, or 4 or 5 of them. Maybe, don't quote that. I'm not nailing it right.
It's like about $20. You can get it on eBay.
There you go.
There you go.
There it is. All right. Let's head over to that fun conversation.
This or that.
All right.
All right. And you saying we've got some celebrity not questions, but this or that's from your wife?
Yeah, she thrown in a couple, helped us out here. The first one on the list is mine.
Okay.
All right, but then Marie, I'll let you know when Marie and JF Cake, he threw in some good ones.
Nice.
Late. It was either last week and I didn't get to use them, but I'm using them this week, or it was last night. He threw them in the Discord.
Perfect.
So again, let everybody know about the Discord, John, so where they could participate.
Absolutely. If you have any this or that suggestions that we could use on a future episode, just drop a message in our Discord, hit us up on Instagram or on Twitter at AG_Gamers Lounge, or hit up Ahman as well, and we might get your questions, or we probably will, on the next podcast.
Here we go. So, yep.
So this one's you.
This one's me.
Okay.
When gaming.
God. When gaming, rager or calm/chill? That varies for me, depending on how diabolical the game is being and how frustrating it gets. But mostly calm, chill. But I'll tell you what, there are some moments, I think we've talked about this before, and I know you've had your moments as a child too, when you're throwing your controllers, where that rage just takes over.
That was only one time.
Okay, one time. Sorry, yeah.
Yep.
How about you?
I'm chill. I'm chill and calm. Because of that one time, my mom molded me into being a chill, calm rager. I mean, I'll say darn it sometime, or oh man, but that's about it. That's as long as I go. Once I feel my body temperature getting above 98.6, then I calm it down. I take some I do the woosah. I rub my earlobe. I do some, whatever Martin Lawrence do on Bad Boys. Woosah. Remember Bad Boys when Michael Lawrence or Martin Lawrence character was all stressed out because of Will Smith character, and he's like he had to go into therapy. He had, and his psychologist like, you got to woosah. You got to rub your earlobes and calm down. That's what I kind of do. I do all that little. I breathe. I woosah. I do everything. So
woosah. Okay.
Yeah, Mike Lowry was getting on my man's nerves, so he had to calm it down. So as you say, these games get on our nerves sometimes, and it, like the boss fighting. In some games, it's been some boss fights that I've had in the last year that have been amazingly long. That could get me close to raging, but I still keep control. So I don't let the game control me. What about the chat here? We got Nick says, what did he say? He said something. I remember Bad Boys. Woosah from Bad Boys. Yeah, he remembers that. We got Notorious says she's a rager. No surprise.
Come on, I don't believe that at all. Really?
I played some Valorant with her, and yes,
you rage to yourself. She said, "Like, what does that mean when you rage?" But I rage to myself. Is that?
Yeah, explain that. I've heard she's not the first one to say that to me.
Okay,
I've always heard that comment. I rage to me. Like, I guess other people don't hear you. Is you're just like internally cussing yourself out?
Yeah, is it an internal dialogue where you're just
Fall Guys is the only game that makes me rage consistently masked out. Fall Guys. Yeah, I can see Fall Guys happening. Because it's because you don't have that much control of your character. And it's almost any man. It's the any man, every man for himself mentality. That's what I was trying to say. Every man for himself mentality. And then Notorious says competition about my teammates and cuss out loud, not letting the team hear. How you cuss out loud without you put it on mute? You put the mic on mute.
So she just needs to mute. That's a dangerous game you're playing, Notorious. That if you're muting and cussing out and complaining, because someday you're going to forget to hit mute, or you're going to think you hit mute and it's not going to hit, and you're going to be like, these mother
beep beep beep.
You're gonna be like, everything okay?
Yeah, we can't be doing that on practice stream or in a fundraising stream there. All right, next one on the list. This one is Maurice.
Okay, let me bring this up. Okay, DVD or cloud streaming? I love this question. Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Because I was just looking at, I saw a story that Disney Plus had pulled one of the TV series that they had or something. I think it was Disney Plus that had been on for like 7 months, and now it's gone. It is absolutely gone. See? And then I was at Target this week and I saw The Office on DVD. Like they still sold it. It was like $50. Yep. And in my head, I'm like, boom, I should probably purchase this, because at some point in 10 to 15 years, the only way you're going to get The Office is paying Peacock, probably at that time, $20 a month or whatever it is. And it's like, you should almost start like collecting those physical DVDs and Blu-rays and players, and just kind of buy the best ones now while they're really cheap, because you're not going to have access to this stuff in 2 decades. So I'm going to go cloud streaming because that's the way it goes. But I think if there's something you really love, like for me, it's The Office, I think I should probably purchase the entire collection on Blu-ray. It's going to save me money in the long term.
True. And that's why I buy DVDs. That's why I hard disk everything from my video games to my movies. I'm DVDing it, Blu-raying it, whatever it is. So if I could physically hold you, I'm gonna go buy it at Best Buy or GameStop or whatever. We got Nick says DVD gotta have the physical disc. Yes. Yep. I gotta touch it. I gotta feel it. I gotta open. I found a way. Eeyore, he hasn't been in a while. He's been busy. He showed me how to open up DVDs, the plastic, and you kind of put it on the side of a table and like slide it down, and it rips all the plaques off the bottom. So I found new ways to open up the plastic on my DVDs and my games because of my man, Eeyore. And we got Mass Styles. He says cloud streaming and home server storage. DVD went in the trash 10 years ago. Well, if you do the home server, it's similar to DVD because you still have your own copies of whatever movie, TV series that you have, and you control it because it's on the home server, because then you separate it from the internet service provider. So AT&T, Spectrum, wherever you live. Once you have your home server, that is down under your control. The only thing that's going to shut that down is you have no power. If you don't have no electricity,
learn more about this.
But yeah, if you don't have no electricity, you can't watch DVDs either. So unless you got a guy on a 10-speed that's cranking around, something like Mad Max style, something going like that. But Mad Styles, I hear you there. That is smart way to do that. JFK says DVD because I like the bonus features, and at peak DVD, it was a lot of great content. Yes, I agree with John. What you got?
I love what he's saying here, because what you also got back in the day on DVD and Blu-ray were like these great, like nostalgic intros. Like if you had a Disney thing, they'd show like the Disney montage. You don't get that when you stream,
or bloopers, or the bloopers.
Or they used to have where the commentary by the actors and actresses or directors. Like there were so many extra features on DVDs and Blu-ray that, yes, I know they sometimes do that. But I haven't seen on streaming like director's cut. Have you ever seen that where you can just listen to the directors during the show or movie?
No. I'll say no, but I'm pretty sure it's out there somewhere for some of the movies. Notorious says we're all old. We still love the physical things. I still don't believe the movies I own on Amazon will always be available. True.
That's tricky. And I'm with you, because like you purchase it, your Amazon collection starts to, at least mine has, like all these things I purchased. Like, is this going to be here when I'm 50, 60, 70? Am I still having access to this? I purchased it. I bought it. I gave you money for it. Like that's a good question.
You got to update. You got to pay the fee, that monthly or yearly fee. That's what it's going to keep it there. Because as soon as you don't pay that fee, it's going, you log into Hulu, Prime, Netflix.
God, that's a good point. That's so like, crappy.
Where the heck is you hitting button? You're typing in the password, going off on the TV like my wife does. So
Mom, that's a great point. So I guess if I ever ended Prime, would they just delete everything I purchased?
if you don't restart it right away. Like if you wait a year, then yeah, they'll delete everything. But if you within 30 days, you're okay.
That's so weird because in essence, that's like, let's say, I don't know, it'd be like if you had to pay $100 a year just to keep all your DVDs.
Right. And then Mad Style says cloud streaming movies all have expiration dates. So some movies will be deleted to make room for newer movies on those platforms. So there you go. There's your answer. Yeah, even if you bought it.
Even if I bought like $30 movie, they're going to delete it someday?
Potentially. Yes,
that's
potentially.
I hate
We have
stuff.
Karan Horn says, sup with my friend and friends. Native Cornhusker here. Go Big Red. Go Big Red. Yep. Notorious says, no. Not on Prime. It doesn't delete. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
All right. So no panic. No panic. Everybody's okay. All this
I'm not
stuff
going to write my strongly worded letter now. Okay.
All right, next one on the list. This is a fun one from JF Cake. I love this one. This one is awesome.
Movie, Sandlot or The Goonies?
You being in it. Like, which one would you be in, John?
Oh, be in the movie.
Yeah, be in the movie. Sandlot, The Sandlot, or The Goonies.
All day Sandlot, because that's me as a kid wanting just to play sports with my friends and just run around. And yeah, I'm going and that was in the the prime of baseball, right? Yep. Where everybody in the United States, baseball was #1 and ruled all. I'd be in the Sandlot.
Yeah, I think that was early 90s, I believe, when that movie hit, because Goonies was mid.
But it was set in the 50s.
Yes. It was set in the 50s, but it was in theaters and then on VHS and then later on DVD and Blu-ray, early 90s. But Goonies was in that mid 80s. And these are both movies that I put myself in as a kid. Like, I would love to be part of the Sandlot crew. I would love to be a part of the Goonie crew. And this is tough. This one is, I love it so much that it's tough for me to pick. I would say, because I've thought about Sandlot in so many ways of being a part of that, and oh my God, this is a tough one. Let me go to the chat on this one. I'll think about my answer here. What's chat talking about? The Goonies for Mad Styles. I wanted to be sloth partner in crime as a kid. Yes, indeed. What was the big kid name that was locked up with the sloth guy? What was his name? I forgot his darn name. Chunk. Thank you, Sean, in the background here at Edge Gamers Lounge here. Chunk. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go. God, this is tough. I'm gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna go Sandlot, but I could do both. I'm gonna go Sandlot here just for the show's sake. Okay, I'm gonna go Sandlot. All right, fun one. That was a tough one for me though. All right, next one, another fun one here. This was one I came up. No, Marie came up with this on the whim. This was a good one in a rap battle. Who you got? Snoop Dogg or Kendrick Lamar? That's all I was like. She was dropping some fire last night when I was doing the run a show.
Wait, she was freestyling or she's coming up with fire questions?
Fire questions.
Oh, I was like,
I wish she was freestyling. That'd be dope too. I'll put that on Instagram.
Can I go first?
Yes, go ahead. Knock yourself out.
Listen, I've kind of already dated myself with everything we've talked about in this podcast in the past and today. I'm going to go with Snoop Dogg. Part of the reason I'm going with Snoop Dogg is I remember listening to Snoop recently, or I saw something online where he talked about his first album. Yeah. I brought up the quote. He was on a podcast. He says, my first album, Doggy Style, I got two songs where I just freestyled. So on G's and Hustlers and the Shiznit, he just freestyled. Really? And I didn't know that. I had no idea. Yeah. And so I'm like, wait, one of the most iconic albums from that era. And two of those songs, you just went on there and just turn on the mic. Let's go. And so I'm going to go Snoop.
Oof. Like, I love both of these guys. They are in my rotation weekly on my iPod, on my truck. So they have all the street credit that I could give them. But you got to realize this. Kendrick Lamar is a product of Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Yellow Boy, NWA, Eazy-E, Tupac, any West Coast rapper. Sir Mix-a-Lot, even though he's Seattle, he's still West Coast. Be Legit and Be Legit and E40 out of Oaktown. So he's a product of all those rappers. If you've listened to his new album that came out, I think earlier this year or late last year, is pretty fire. It's fire. Like, all his stuff in rotation, along with Snoop Dogg, along with Tupac for me. So I'm gonna go other way here. I'm gonna go Kendrick. K. Dot. People don't understand. Like, if he really know Kendrick Lamar, you call him K-Dot. I've been listening to his albums, so forever. He said he's speaking to us. And in the chat, who we have here? We have Kendrick Lamar for Notorious. Snoop Dogg is amazing, but Kendrick Lamar is so smart. There you go. I like that comment.
Are you saying Snoop isn't smart?
He's definitely smart in the business world for sure. He has a cereal.
Yeah.
He has shoes, and he's been rapping since 1991. He's smart. He's business smart for sure. As a Corin Horn says, got to pick Snoop one for no reason that he was in Pitch Perfect. I love the trilogy.
Wait, Snoop was in Pitch Perfect?
Did he have a scene in Pitch Perfect? I know the Packers did in part 2. I know when David got here, Bakatari, and I think Clay Matthews was in it.
That's right.
He's ripped off his sleeves. JFK is going to go Kendrick Lamar. He felt like a Kendrick Lamar guy for sure.
Pitch Perfect 2, Snoop was in, I guess.
Was he in it? Okay. Yeah. Snoop is telling the story. Yeah, K-Dot. I think every West Coast, those rappers for sure, is telling a story. Kendrick Lamar and Snoop Dogg. All right, we got to get going because I know John's about to cut loose here.
I got about 5 minutes.
All right, last one. It's a fun one. JFK, this was a dime he dropped on us here.
Ooh, Madden covers or 2K covers?
Man, this is smoky, man. Madden, I say 2K has been dropping heat, man. Like the last, they have the new cover. I already saw it. They got Kobe on it doing one of his dunks when he had his afro too. So I bought the last 3 covers just because between Michael Jordan and Kobe being on the cover, I was like, I got to have that. Even though my Kobe one is I found it was a little messed up. I was like, dang it, come on, fix that.
Do you want to see some of the 2K Kobe stuff you're talking about?
Yeah.
Is this it? Is this what we're talking about?
It's the newer one, the 20 where it says 2K24. Yeah, the 24 one, and they have special editions. Yep, the one dunk right there. Yep. I was like, that is fire. They on point. And Madden, they haven't gone into the retro. I hope maybe since I was the guy that said no, the one of very few Madden players that said no, put me on the cover for a retro one. EA. Clint Oldenburg, I'm putting you out there right now. My boy, Clint Oldenburg, he's one of the main guys that run Madden. When y'all do a retro cover next year from 25, put your boy AG on it. I was the one and only guy that said no, but I had good reasons. It's for my teammates. It wasn't. I was so worried about getting the Madden curse, as we know. But y'all could put me back on there as a retro guy, just like NBA 2K is putting like Kobe and Jordan and Larry Bird and Bill Russell and Cheryl Swoops from the WNBA and so do that. Let's do that. That was a good one, JFK. Good job, man.
I'm gonna go with Madden covers because look at this from 20.
Yeah, that was dope.
That's a sick cover.
Yeah, even though I play football, but I like the retro covers that 2K is doing. That's
true. You're right. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So good job there, crew. Good job there.
What'd you pick? So what'd you end up picking? 2K?
Yeah, 2K. I'm going 2K. Okay. Even though I'm a Madden player, I play on there. I play the game.
Do you remember who this was?
What's his name from
Brown? Was it
Peyton? Running back. Oh, God.
Peyton Hillis?
Peyton Hillis. Yep, Peyton Hillis. That's who that was. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
And then Drew Brees. That was the year they won the Super Bowl. So that was actually good. That's when it changed, though. I think the Madden curse is not the curse anymore. Not what it used to be.
And to be honest, like I kind of believed in the Madden curse too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, who's next? But at the same time, like it's football. Like
true. You're gonna get hurt.
Doesn't everybody like you've never met a football player that's never been injured, right?
Correct. No. Yeah. If you have, they probably a punter or a long snapper.
Those are the ones that don't get injured.
Yeah. So Pooch gang, man, thanks for the raid. Got Brittany Beach up in the house. Insidious Legion. What's good with you? Tactical Farmer. I love that name. That is awesome. So John, you got to head out, right?
What do we got? 49. Yeah, I should probably head out.
Yeah, head out, man, and we'll catch you next week. But I'll cover your games. I'll do the 2 games because it was crazy. Both games I looked at, and I was like, I know John is going to probably pick this one, and I'm gonna pick that one, and we both picked the same. So it was awesome. So
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, real quick, because I know you're gonna do the Black Mirror episode recap too of Mazey Day. I'll just say this is I was not expecting. I was just wondering the whole time.
The end, yes.
Yeah, at the end, I'm like, wait, what is happening?
Hold up.
So once again, Black Mirror, it's really worth it because they throw those surprise twists at you so well. And this one, once again, does it very well.
Yeah, that one was off the top rope, so I can't wait to talk about it. But, man, you have a great rest of your day. Drive safe.
All right, see ya.
Get your daughter there to track practice, man. All right, peace out.
See ya.
All right, we have Diseased Fish says 2K24 cover is so lazy. I'm disappointed. Why is it lazy? You gotta unpack that, man. You can't just make a comment like that and not unpack that. You gotta. Or wait a minute, does he? He said how they gotta have NBA 2K Kobe cover and use number 8 Kobe. Oh, it's a jersey thing with you, and I can understand that fans are particular about their players because I wore 34 for 1 year, my last year. The reason was because John Kuhn was in 30, and we kind of talked about me getting a 30 for my last year, and then he kind of put a price tag on it, and I was like, nope, I'm good. I'll roll with 34. I rolled this in high school. I'm a Walter Payton fan. I'll keep this for this year. So I wasn't going to pay that note. I was like, I'm good. But I get fans too, because when Jordan came back with the 45, I thought it was a little weird, but I'm like, hey, he did the baseball thing and maybe still wearing that. But he eventually went back to the 2-3 as well. If I would have had more years after 2009, I would have went back to 30 the next year for sure. But that's more of a fan thing. I hear you there, Disease Fish. I feel you there. Yep. And JFK said, he wasn't that good. Man, woo. He came off hot, JFK. Man, I got to take that off. I don't want to get banned here, man. All right, where we at here? Let me see. We're done with this or that. That means we got to go to game releases. So let me get down here to game release.
Release
the game.
It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
All right, game releases up. Let me get the banners all shiny up here now. Got game releases. Boom. And we have this one game. Actually, no, we got 2 games. Let me get the other one in there. Let me see. XO. See my spelling. I won't have the date for the next one. I will have, hopefully, the correct spelling. P-R-I-N-A-N. Boom. I think it comes out tomorrow. What's today? The 12th? No, it comes out Friday the 14th, July 14th. And I just don't know the platforms for this one. But I'll get it up here. All right, the next one here, boom. Boom. Games of the week. All right, let's share this tab. Here we go. Game of the week. This first one up. It's a fun game, and you're going to see why. You know John. I know John.
Welcome to Octane Aisle, where we'll do anything to keep our motors running. Life is fast-paced around here.
Running around here.
And sometimes things can get a little hectic. If you and your crew have what it takes to become manic mechanics, then grab your tools and get on over here.
Crazy town of Octane Isle. Octane Isle. It's a short preview, so it's going to continue.
Welcome to Octane Aisle, where we'll do anything to keep our motors running.
Fuel spills, exploding tires.
Life is fast-paced around here.
Stampeding cows, aliens,
and sometimes things can get a little hectic.
In a car game, okay. Anything can happen in Octane Aisle. But with teamwork,
if you and your crew have what it takes to become manic mechanics, then grab your tools and get on over here.
Nintendo Switch. I believe it's on all platforms. Or no, it's just on Switch. So you can only find this game on Switch. And
welcome to Octane Aisle, where we'll do anything to keep our motors running.
Together and racing it and destroying it.
Life is fast-paced around here.
Maniac Mechanics, check it out on the Switch here.
And sometimes things can get a little hectic. If you and your crew have what it takes to become manic mechanics, then grab your tools and get on over here.
Oh, nope, I didn't switch the tab. I didn't share
Victoria Ivanovna Ignatieva. If you are hearing this,
we got another in space.
it means
things going
the
on.
mission of my people still has hope of success.
This Friday, so will you and your squad
Hope for
pray
God
the predators
will
or
not be
something more
reliant.
dangerous? It's asking you the question, man. So it's up to you to decipher the mysterious behind dinosaurs and vortexes. Stop.
What are you even after?
AI Leviathan. So we got the AI.
You just love killing dinosaurs. Light your fire.
And it's a series of never-ending war games.
Or are you in it for a more dangerous prey?
Back for 4
Your
years
fellow
man. Man.
Aruba also wants to take Leviathan out of the picture, so she wanted us to get to that control platform. She was trying to give us something.
Science knew all about Leviathan's malfunctions.
You're going to need it. That's basically what
I
it
know
says
what
there.
Durbin's going to do. He's going to stab signs in the back.
And it has a little backstabbing going on. He's
I
double crossing
control
and
this
this guy
future.
in this metal
This
suit
war game
covering him
ends.
like he's about to
When I decide.
If ideas exist in your time,
all
they are
platforms.
making my world again. I still have hope. Very unlikely, I know. But it is you I rely on now, comrade.
Every game on the side. Like T-Rex.
I tried to stop their will to be, but my hope became your curse. Stop the cycle. Destroy all of my life. Take me back to our world.
Oh, let me turn it down. It's probably way too loud. There you go. Turn it down a little bit. There you go. I can hear him. The video's too loud. Yep, I turned it down. So Exo Primo on all platforms. Sorry you didn't hear that beautiful rendition of me talking. I turned it down a little bit more, but like I said, it's a space game. It's a team game. And you got to fight against an AI Leviathan, which I don't even know what that is. I don't want to know what that is. Find that out. You're going to find that out when you play this game. Check it out. That's Deadeye. So you got some shooting there, mechanical things with weapons. You got Cypher. These are characters that you can choose and play. So you are battling. Looks like dinosaurs. You got Barrage there. He has a rocket. He has RPGs. You blowing up T-Rexes. You blowing up raptors, pterodactyls, Veligent there. So you taking it to the prehistoric era there. So you're going back years ago. This is more than 4 years of fighting dinosaurs. I'll say that. That's more than 4 years. That's a million years ago. So these are all the different characters that you get to choose from, and you're battling the dinosaur horde in this fictional city in this game here. Looks like cool weaponry, nice battle armor there, swords that I haven't seen something similar to Destiny in terms of the fashion, the design of the weapons, and some of the battle items that you have there. That's the Thunderclap, great weapon name, Thunderclap. I love it. All right. Your sound is too low. My sound is too low. All right. So let me turn Did I lose myself? Nope. Let's see. Go into settings here. Audio. Oh, I don't see where I can turn it up. All right, we're just gonna have to roll with it then. All right, next one up is get over to what's on stream here.
Row, row, row your boat gently on the... sorry. Excuse me. It's time for What's on Stream.
All right, as I get ready.
Row, row, row your boat gently on the...
all right, there you go. Now let's get ready for what's on stream here. We have some fun stuff here. We have Black Mirror Season 6, Episode 4. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. We'll work through it. We always have a little bit of tech difficulties here. So we get to the screen.
What are you even after?
Black Mirror Season 6, Episode 4. Mazey Day as John. I will mute that so you won't hear the video at all. You will hear me. Hopefully you hear me better. All right, so we got that going. All right, here. So we got Zazie Beetz, who is the main actor of this series here, or episode, excuse me. And we have the actress Mazey Day right there. And it's kind of a flash forward into the the ending is back and forth. So you saw that scene right there. She's on the ground, covered in blood. But it takes part, just to give a little background, of the paparazzi scene in Hollywood. I mean, this goes on. This has been going on forever. And we know about it in terms of like TMZ and other outlets that show and find pictures that they sell for, you know, videos of actors, actresses doing things they shouldn't be doing, or doing things that they try to have a private life and they can't. So they got the paparazzi coming after them, taking pictures and selling them to make their living. So Mazey Day's character is that character, along with her team of cronies that are, staking out actors, houses, businesses to find them, to get that shot, to then sell it. So now in this episode, I mean, it's not a good thing or a bad thing as you see Mazey there laying on the bed, but it's just something that I'm pretty sure there's actors, celebrities out there that have had the dream of like, I just wish this paparazzi just wasn't here. And this is that episode out there. It was definitely interesting to see when you harass, and then the repercussions of doing what you're doing. Even though it's your job to make a living, you don't have to be a jerk about it. But when you are, these are the consequences and repercussion. This is the twist at the end of Mazey Day, where Mazey Day, the actress, had an encounter where she hit something and then she went out. She didn't remember. You didn't see it until later in the episode, to where she hit a werewolf. And then when she already had a cut on her finger, the werewolf blood, he bit her finger, and then boom, that's why she's ripping people apart. So that was the twist. I know it came a little fast, but this episode of Black Mirror, not a lot of tech in it. When usually Black Mirror episodes, there's a ton of technology in it, but you got to remember it was set back in the, I think, mid to early 90s. And so the only tech at that time, laptops, cameras, big TV cameras, stuff like that, or the cameras that you see the paparazzi using. But in the whole story of it, Zazie Beetz' character is trying to, obviously make a living. She's late on her rent, and then the story pops up that Mazey Day, the actress in the series, in this episode, had to take a sabbatical from a movie she was shooting, and then was not, communicating with people, not coming out of her home, and she got sequestered by she ended up, requesting a psychologist or a therapist to talk to get her, where she could be on her own. And then that led to Zazie Beetz' character and cronies finding her in this building, and then staking out, and then her turning into a werewolf and tracking them all down. And we got Notorious says the season of Black Mirror is a little different, still really good. Yes, it's different. Not every episode is your cup of tea. I'll say that. I like crazy things because I watch a lot of movies. And so Black Mirror, from season 1 to now, I could sit there and just binge them, because it's like, oh my God, you want to see artists, you want to see the writers, the directors, producers do something different that you usually won't see in a TV series or a movie. And you see this scene here is like putting on the fact that paparazzi, what they do is get into these celebrities' lives and they throw the cameras in their face, and sometimes that celebrity is not ready for that camera shoot. And so in this sense, like I said, this is kind of like a justification to why and why not. If you're going to be a paparazzi member, don't be a jerk. Take a few pictures, then get up out of there. But you're trying to find a money shot. We know this, but be careful, because you might get the kill shot, because that's what happened to Mazey. Mazey Day got the kill shot. She tore apart most of the paparazzi crew. And here at the end, the last scene here is actually where Zazie Beetz' character takes the picture of Mazey with the gun to her head, shoots her brains out, but it obviously helps pay her rent. This is her roommate, who's always coming and checking in on her. It's like, hey, I need you to pay the rent. Rent's due. Can you? She's like, I got it. So it was basically a fight between morals and what rights and wrong. And you kind of see Zazie right there, kind of looking at that scene like, should I be doing this? We're kind of getting in their life a little bit. So it sucks. So watching this episode, you're being brought into the world of Hollywood and actors, the celebrities. And when you see photos online and you see, the description or the content below, because that actor right there, that picture, she sells it later, I think for like $500, and then that guy finds, that goes live on the internet, and then that actor commits suicide because he came out and didn't want to be out. And so that's what led to the atmosphere in this series, in this episode there. So this is something that they're hitting on a lot of little things in this episode for Black Mirror, but it's all interesting. So I say pay attention. It's entertaining in terms of the twist at the end with the Mazey Davy turning into a werewolf and throwing that into the fray as well. So I thought that was all good too. So if you're a fan of something different to watch on any of the streaming platforms, this is a series to watch, Black Mirror. Check it out. That's why we're recapping it. I think we got one more episode. I believe it's Demon 57, which I've already watched several times, and that one is another fun one. It's basically like you have a little Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder, and he's letting you know what to do and what not to do. So check it out. Demon 79. If you haven't watched it, we're going to be talking about it next week, recapping it. And so that right there brings me to the end of my episode here. So I want to say, everyone, hey, thank you for tuning in. Pooch Gang and his crew came in here with a raid. I appreciate you. I would ask John and Rico where to find them on internet, but they're not here. But you can see at the bottom, you can see John and Rico's social media. My Rico, I'm Twitter. I'm Ahman Green 30 on Twitter and Instagram. And then this channel, we have TikTok on. We have Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge on TikTok. So check that out. And I will come off the screen here. Stop sharing that. We've seen that part. And so go on to Ahman Green Gamers Lounge on TikTok. Check that out. Follow, like, share. YouTube as well. We're on that, Ahman Green Gamers Lounge, Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge on there as well. And then where else? Facebook too. And then continue to support the show. I appreciate the follows coming in and chatting, hanging out with us. And we are at the end of the show. So I appreciate everyone that came in. Have a good rest of your week. I'm going to go back to packing bags and boxes. I think I'm going to have nightmares of cardboard boxes sooner or later. But all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Talk to y'all later. I'm on Secret Invasion, but I may need to rewatch it a lot. We might do Secret Invasion next, JFK, so keep that going. Keep watching it. All right, y'all. I'm out. Get to the music. Let's get to the music. Exit music here. Exit music. Hold up. I had to do one more thing. Almost forgot. Let the music play. I'm going to pause that. There we go. So, right. Almost forgot. Shout out to my man, Sean. Titletown Esports. Tonight starts their Rocket League Season 3. And you could watch it on Titletown's Facebook live at 7 p.m. Tonight. But then every Wednesday is when they do the stream for the Rocket League matchup. Partnering with Titletown Esports, which is basically another word for saying Green Bay Packers in this town. So had to get that in there. And also another big sponsor, Drink on the Sly sports drinks that are very calming, very relaxing. You want to hit it up, go over to drinkonthesly.com. Please check that out and give a shout out. Get a follow over to Titletown Esports and Edge Gamers Lounge here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Season 3 of their Rocket League starts tonight. Like I said, watch it tonight on Facebook at 7 p.m. Had to get that in, so there you go. All right, now, peace out. Music back on.